Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Coincidence? I think not. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere, even at 30,000 feet. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
No purchase necessary. VGW. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
Time to take a coding break. Hi, and welcome back to the Coding Break podcast with Tam Talk. Here we're talking about all things, the good, the bad, as well as the ugly as it relates to the medical coding industry. So on today's episode, I'm going to focus on leadership. Yes, the good, the bad, as well as the ugly as it relates or as it pertains to medical coding leadership. So I am going to use my trusted friend, the Google AI, to kind of help me get through this. And so the question that was posed is, can anyone be a leader? Or can anyone be a medical coding leader? Is there a specific educational background or experience someone should have to become a leader? To answer your question, it's a yes as well as a no. And it also really depends on that particular organization or that department and what their needs and objectives are. But can anyone be a leader? Yes. Everyone is a leader. And I'll repeat that. Yes, everyone is a leader. There are different leadership styles, and we as followers may or may not align with a particular leadership style. And again, I'm relying on my trusted friend and Google AI just to kind of touch on some of the leadership styles. And so again, we all are leaders, but we just need to know what type of leader or what type of leadership style that we are portraying, and as followers, do we fall in line, or are we aligned with that particular leadership style? Here's the thing: you can have more than one leader for an organization or department or whatever the goal is or the objective is for that department or the organization. It may require more than one leadership style. And so the reason for that, because again, the leadership styles, they do vary. One style may be your strength, but it may also be your weakness when it comes to another aspect of being a leader. And so again, I just want to share some of the different styles with you that may make or break a particular department or medical coding department. So you may have a leader who is very authoritarian or autocratic, which means these are leaders who makes decisions independently with minimal input from others, as in minimal input from their employees, their staffs, their teammates, their colleagues. So they're more so focused on having control and having direct supervision. Then you may have the laissez-faire leaders, which again, they provide minimal guidance, allowing team members to make their own decisions and take ownership. As in, they putting the ball in your court. You are a leader, again, because everyone is a leader. I'm letting you lead yourself, and I'll just step in as necessary. Then you have your transactional leader, again, where this leader is focusing on short-term goals. They're using rewards and punishments to motivate the performance. So, for example, they say, okay, I may give you some time off, or you may get a bonus if you reach the productivity goal for this particular month or quarter. And then you have the servant leader, where their objective is, okay, they want to make sure that their team members and they're focused on, leaders, they prioritize the needs of their team members and focus on serving others to achieve the goals. And then you have someone with the coaching leadership style. So these leaders, they focus on developing individuals through guidance, mentoring, and feedback. So again, everyone is a leader, and depending on your leadership style will dictate how good of a leader you are. And I'm going to go on record and say I'm assuming that everyone is a good leader, but they may be misplaced leaders. Misplaced leaders, like you may be a leader, or I would say an authoritarian leader, but you may be placed in a coaching position or a position that requires coaching leadership style. And so again, that's where your leadership and your teammates or your employees or your coders that don't align, because you're placed in the wrong leadership capacity. And it doesn't mean that you shouldn't be in leadership. It's just that we need you to be a coaching leader, but you are more so of an autocratic or authoritarian leader where you are direct and don't require a lot of input from others. You're just there to supervise. You're there to oversee. And we do need that, because there are some people who actually require someone to hold their hands to ensure that they're getting the job done, that they're meeting their goals, that they're there. Like, they need someone to, I would say direct or give command or demand. I won't say demanding. Demand is such a strong, bad word. But you need someone there to ensure that you're going to reach the goal. Whereas coaching may be one where you can kind of help develop and coach them through providing guidance and feedback, mentoring, and getting that teammate or that coding employee there to the goal. So it varies. It depends on whether or not, again, if the individual is in the right capacity. And again, I keep saying everyone is a leader. Everyone is a leader. And so sometimes that leadership may come through, like, say, for example, if you're learning a new system, right? Or you're learning a new way of doing, I would say new way of doing coding, but you're adopting the new coding, right? So you may have someone who's not even in a leadership capacity who may step up and provide coaching or provide training to their fellow team members. And that, again, they're exhibiting their leadership style, their leadership traits, right? And then you may have someone who is direct, like, we need to reach this goal. Let's reach this goal. I'm going to put my foot on your neck. But this is a good thing too. So it really depends, again, on what is required to reach the goal or the objective of that particular organization or of that particular coding department at that particular time. So again, so to answer your question, can anyone be a leader? What's required? I would say the requirement is knowing what your leadership style is, and are you in the right position or the right leadership position to perform that style or to succeed or excel at that particular leadership style. So yes, so as far as educational background, it's really going to depend on the organization or the department, their needs and what they're looking for. I'm going to use myself as an example. So back in the day, when I was in leadership, I only had an associate's degree. When I was a leader. I was like, I had employees that I oversaw. I was in the leadership meetings and all that. So, and I just had an associate's degree, or maybe I had a bachelor's. I had an associate's degree. I remember. So I had an associate's degree, but I also had experience. So that's the other thing. I had the experience in the particular thing that I was managing. So what I guess amount or years of experience should you have? Again, it all depends on the organization and the coding department in which you are trying to become a leader or just trying to become a coder. And it really depends on that. And I would say now that was like years ago, now we're here. And so those requirements may have changed. I know they change. And so it depends. Definitely educational background, experience. And then it also has somewhat to do with who you know. Do you know people, right? Sometimes you may know someone who can put in a good word for you. They know your character. They can speak to your character. They can speak to your experience. They can speak to your leadership style. And so they put that word in for you, and then you're there. Because I know that today there are individuals who are in leadership who don't hold the educational background, who don't hold the experience. And then I also know some people who will make great leaders because they do hold the educational as well as the experience and background to become a really good leader. But they may not know, I would say, the person that they should know or the people they should know, because they may lack the networking skills to, communicate with the individual who may decide to hire them. They may have some other issues or other things that are lacking that will keep them from being a success as a leader. But again, everyone is a leader. It just takes the right person to, I would say, to pull it out of you or to put you in the right position so that you can succeed as a leader. I'm trying not to go with the whole, race thing or whatever, because I've heard gossip talk like, okay, individuals were promoted because of their ethnicity, or they were promoted because of who they know or whatever. And this is true. We do have situations and scenarios such as that. Yes, we do have that. And is it fair? No, it is not fair, because again, there are some great individuals who do exhibit great leadership. They will make great leaders for their team, for their teammates. Again, it really depends on the style, and then what that particular organization is looking for to lead a particular task or to reach a goal. Now, I'm going to go and flip the coin and look at it on the other side, right? Sometimes that could be God trying to block you from leading, right? Sometimes that may be God trying to block you from leading. And I say this, like, we may get frustrated because maybe we don't like our leader, or we don't like their leadership style. And it could be you don't know what that individual is doing or what they did to become a leader. And they may be doing some unethical things to hold the position. They may lack integrity. They may do a lot of things that may not align to your character, that may not align to your energy, your spirit, and what you stand for as a leader. And so we don't know what they are doing or what they have done to get that position. And so that could be God's way of blocking you or protecting you and your energy and your character from unethical behavior, unethical practices. Because at the end of the day, when things do come to light or fall down, it's not on you, because you're not in the position of a leader. It's going to go to the leaders. You are an employee, and as an employee, you're being guided by that leader. So technically, that won't be your fault. Again, that is God protecting you from something. And yes, you may hold the educational background. You may hold the experience. You may hold a lot of things that automatically qualifies you to be a leader. But again, it goes back to what that organization or that department requires to reach their particular goal, such as productivity goal. They may need someone to be a direct or authoritarian leader because they're trying to reach a goal. Again, we're into this productivity phase era, and not just in coding, but just in general. So you need someone who's going to push and prod you to reach the goal, right? Productivity goal. And yeah, we don't like it, as an employee. We may not, our leadership style kicks in, and that may not be our leadership style. So we take issue, or we aren't aligned with that particular style as for us. And so we constantly, we're looking for roles where, one, we can become a leader, or where we can have peace or align with the leadership style that works for us. And that's okay if that's what you do. So these are things that you will need to look at. One, look at the leadership style. Two, look at it from an ethical or unethical or integrity perspective. Perhaps that individual is doing or has done something to get that role or that title, and it may be unethical, or they may lack integrity for that role, and that is God's way of protecting you from being in that position when the dust settles, right? Or it could be, you have to find the correct leadership style that works for you, so that you can become a success. So again, the question was, can anyone be a leader? Yes, anyone can become a leader. Everyone is a leader. We just have a different leadership style, and those styles are going to transform based on our experience, our journey, our knowledge, our education, and much more. So again, don't be discouraged. Again, you're going to find your role, whether that's going to be a leader in an organization or you may be a leader in your own organization. But again, we all have leadership styles and we all are leaders. So that's all that I have for this coding break. So again, as always, code on. So until next time, I'll see you at the next coding break. Thanks.
Hello, it is Ryan, and we could all use an extra bright spot in our day, couldn't we? Just to make up for things like sitting in traffic, doing the dishes, counting your steps, all the mundane stuff. That is why I'm such a big fan of Chumba Casino. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere with daily bonuses. That should brighten your day a little. Actually, a lot. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.